which students cannot buy, they can have them download the calculator software on their phones or on their computers para hindi na nila bibilhin. Sayang din yung 1,000 plus, parang isang kabang bigas, di ba? So, sa panahon ng COVID, dapat we are working smarter and we are being more resourceful. So, we'll see about those softwares later. But before that, we will have Miss Mai with the Pelta team, with Connie, to discuss about Singapore math using the ACE learning. So, meron din akong konting intro on bakit Singapore math and what is Singapore math is about. And of course, we have a special guest, which is Solomon Tejada, who will give his testimony. How did Singapore math help him as a student? So, yun yung mga aabangan natin for today.
Okay,
Yes.
so ito po ay para sa ating mga guro na merong specialization sa mathematics. But of course, syempre, kahit po hindi po kayo math teacher, you will learn from this webinar para po sa ating pong integration with other subject ay magamit po natin ang Singaporean math na ating i-discuss po ngayong umaga. Okay, so muli magandang umaga po sa ating mga kaguruan na kagigising pa lamang na nakaantabay po sa atin. Welcome po sa ating pong webinar series on teaching tools wherein we will be discussing about mathematics as applied in the STEAM classroom. Okay, Ma'am Maylene, meron pa po ba tayong announcement?
Yes, actually, yung mathematics ay is very important. It's still part of our STEAM series, no? Since we started last April, and I think Miss Jen and Miss Connie will be sharing with us a lot of the Singapore math, why it's different, and why it's very helpful for the students, particularly for advanced mathematics. So we have a student who will be giving a testimonial on how it helped him specifically for learning mga difficult math subjects like algebra, trigonometry. Those are very difficult subjects. I have a story to tell, actually. My youngest son was having difficulty in trigonometry when he was in high school. And good thing is that we already have the Singapore math. Binigyan ko siya ng isang PIN license. And sabi ko, you just practice because math is practically practice, isn't it? So with that PIN, he was able to practice and learn trigonometry. And awa ng Diyos, nakapag-graduate kasi very difficult to not be able to get the concepts. And one other thing that I'd like to point out is that mathematics shouldn't be memorization of formulas. I think that's very important for us to remember, because a lot of us, just for us to para lang maitawid yung mathematics class natin, we just keep memorizing. But that is not the case. Well, with Singapore math that you will learn from today, you will see that even the solutions, even if you don't get the answers right, you still get the solutions. It's going to be given to you by the Singapore math, the AI. So it's where you're actually using artificial intelligence. And also, you will be getting random questions will be given, and at the same time, you will also be receiving the real-time scoring. So mabilis. So you know what your score is right away. So in what parts of mathematics you need to practice. So again, I'd like to welcome you to this session about mathematics. That's actually my Waterloo, but I know that a lot of you will be learning more from this session about math and STEAM. Thank you and welcome.
Okay, so maraming salamat Ma'am Maylene sa suporta po natin sa ating mga kaguruan para maibahagi po ang expertise lalo tigit ngayong umaga uli ay ating pong di-discuss ang mathematics sa STEAM classroom. Okay? So hindi na po natin patatagalin, Ma'am Jen. Are you going to have an introduction for our speaker for today? Ma'am Jen.
I think it's bago tayo mag-start, we can andiyan na ba si Ma'am Connie?
Yes, nandiyan na.
Okay. So, yung Singapore math, nung una, scared ako dun eh. Kasi sabi ko, how different is it? So, I know for a fact that you have to use certain stuff. So, I can share with us A little background first of what Singaporean math is based on. I have this video by Marshall Cavendish Education. Okay, so I got this from their website. They gave a very nice presentation about what Singapore math is. Okay, so mabilis lang to, mga few minutes. Hold on, let me share my screen. Kasi para diretso yung flow natin. Hmm. Kita mo ba ang aking screen, pre? Okay, I have to, let's see.
Singapore Math or Singapore Maths. What is Singapore Maths? Singapore Maths is the way we teach mathematics to children in Singapore in the way that we help every child succeed. Even the struggling learners will learn enough to progress to the next stage. The average learners will perform at a high level and the advanced learners will be challenged. Singapore Maths to the students is a way of learning that allow every single one to learn mathematics well. To the teachers, it's a way of teaching mathematics such that they do not need to have specialist knowledge to be able to do the job. That is because there are materials, including textbooks, that will allow them to learn the mathematics that they need to teach. To the systems or to the schools, Singapore Mathematics is a way to help increase the level of proficiency of the children. That, in brief, is what Singapore Mathematics is all about. In the Singapore Mathematics curriculum, mathematics is defined as, and I quote, an excellent vehicle for the development and improvement of a person's intellectual competence, unquote. You notice the metaphor for mathematics is that it is a vehicle. It is not a destination. In the Singapore Mathematics curriculum, the focus is on problem solving, thinking, 21st century competencies. The mathematics itself is merely a platform, a vehicle, a tool, a means for children to become more intelligent. That is the focus of mathematics in the Singapore curriculum. What is problem solving? A teacher may give students a spinner such as this and require them to spin 4 digits, 3, 2, 2, and 6. The teacher asks the students to make 2 two-digit numbers so that the sum is as large as possible. Some students may be of the opinion that they should make the largest possible number first and get 63, 22. Other students may disagree, saying that 60-something and 30-something will give a larger sum. And they may argue that 62 and 32 would result in a larger sum. So this is an example of a problem-solving activity involving addition. A little bit of history of Singapore mathematics. In the 1980s, the Ministry of Education Singapore decided to change our textbooks. The present-day mathematics textbooks came from the series which was developed in the 1980s called Primary Mathematics. By 1992, based on international research, it has become clear that problem solving must become the focus of school mathematics. As a result, in 1992, the problem solving curriculum was introduced to primary 1 or grade 1 to all the schools in Singapore. This is followed up in 1997 with the Thinking Schools Learning Nation initiative, where all school subjects, including mathematics, are used as a basis for development of thinking. Why Singapore mathematics has attracted international interest. The way we teach mathematics in Singapore, the textbooks that we use has allowed the teachers to teach mathematics in a certain way, and the concrete materials has allowed children to learn mathematics in a certain way. This way of teaching mathematics has shown that many children will be able to learn mathematics well. This is supported by findings in international benchmarking studies. For example, Singapore has performed consistently well in all the previous TEAMS studies. In particular, in TIMSS 2007, about 40% of Singapore 4th graders and 8th graders reached the advanced international benchmark. In comparison, the international mean was less than 10%. In particular, it was 2% for grade 8 and 5% for grade 4. Similarly, in PISA 2009, the proportion of Singapore students, 15-year-olds, who managed to reach the 2 highest proficiency level is way above the international average.
Ayan. Naririnig niyo ako, Sir Wax?
Yes. Okay. So that is Singaporean
Ayan.
math.
That is the history of Singaporean math. So it's an option. The problem now is paano tayo ngayon wala tayong manipulatives, walang books. And that's where what Ma'am Connie is going to dive into. One of the resource we have through FELTA is the ACE Learning platform that employs Singaporean math. So let's see. Is Connie there na? I think we have a video muna, di ba? We have a video to share that is from the Singapore Math platform we use, the first one.
Okay.
Is this step correct? Am I on the right track? My parents and teachers are not here to check my working. I like this app, the Math AI step-by-step auto grading. It checks each of my working steps. I can input the expressions or equations using the keyboard. If a red cross appears, it means the step is incorrect and I have to check back to correct the working method or step. The equation can be input using the handwriting recognition feature too. If a blue tick appears, it shows that it is an intermediate working step. So, I just need to continue to present working steps for checking until I obtain a green tick. Yes! Look at this, I can even learn from the solution provided if I can't get the answer right. The engine allows me to explore different methods too. Take for example, solving this quadratic equation. First, balancing method. Take the square root on both sides to get the answer. Second method, using algebraic identities. A squared minus b squared equals a plus b times a minus b. Lastly, use the general formula. The same answer can be obtained as well. Look at the following types of algebraic manipulative topics it can auto-grade. Wow! Each topic comes with 50 questions. With the Math Step-by-Step Auto-Grading app, mastering the skill of solving algebraic questions is so much easier. Download the app today and try it. For more details, please visit www.ace-learning.com.
Okay, so that's very interesting, no? Yung pong ating ipinakitang step-by-step ng Singapore Math from ACE Learning. Okay? So Ma'am Jen, hindi na natin patatagalin, no? Para po makikilala na po natin ang ating resource speaker for this morning. Ma'am Jen, can you give them a background of Ma'am Connie?
Ay, si Ma'am Maylene ang mas magandang magbigay ng background.
Yes. All right. Well, our next speaker is a digital program head of FELTA Multimedia, and she's also an IT graduate. She is been with the FELTA family for several years, actually also handling the robotics program. Please welcome Miss Connie Peralta.
Okay, magandang umaga, Ma'am Connie.
Hi, good morning. Welcome. Today, we will share with you the ACE Learning platform of the Singapore Math. This is a very helpful tool for our elementary and secondary students and for teachers looking for video lessons for each topic that they would teach for this pandemic. times.
Ayan. Diretso na yan, Ma'am Cons, no?
So I'll begin my slide.
Ayan. Okay.
Can you
Okay,
see
sige
it,
muna ako.
ma'am?
Yes.
Yeah, we can.
I can.
So, yan. Welcome to our Teaching Tool Series 2, Mathematics as Applied in the STEAM Classroom. So, I'm Connie Inocencia Peralta, the Digital Program Head of Felta Multimedia. Good morning, Ma'am Jen, Ma'am Maylene, and Sir Wax. Thank you for this morning that we can share to our teachers this platform of ACE Learning. So, this is the website of the ACE Learning. You can try to use the ACE Learning Singapore Math at ace-learning.com. So what is all about ACE Learning? With a vision of being a world-class e-learning solution provider for mathematics, this was set up in 2001. So present na siya 2001 pa lang. And with this COVID, naging popular siya. Marami naghahanap ng LMS. And Felta is offering exclusively the ACE Learning platform for primary and secondary mathematics. This is very popular now, a popular choice among secondary schools in Singapore. More than 80% of the secondary school subscribe in ACE Learning. So they have the comprehensive customized content and learning management system. So this is user-friendly that promotes self-directed learning and collaborative learning. So kung nasa bahay sila ngayon nag-aaral, this is very much timely to use. So as I mentioned, we have primary schools resources, and we use gamification to enhance learning experiences. So the game is designed to focus on the social element of games to engage students to enjoy the excitement of competing among their peers or friends. Then also, while having a game, student will be able to learn and master math skills while having fun. So this is a sole proprietorship of ACE Learning in Singapore. And why do I choose ACE Learning? Because this has been working closely with more than 120 secondary schools providing the following services. So there is a school support on Ministry of Education. They develop resources for flipped classroom approach. And also, they have the collaboration with schools for school-initiated projects. And they always customize resources with local context. And with the Philippine setting, yung curriculum natin naka-aligned na for the secondary Singapore Math. And they are constantly uploading new resources throughout the whole subscription year. So, system specifications, you will have resources which are designed in line with our curriculum. And there will be assessment modules for mastery. Later, I will show you the actual website where I will use my PIN as a teacher. Then there is also, in the LMS, there will be also teachers administrative modules that wherein you can create your quizzes, give your assignments, and give a real-time lesson. And other useful system modules like you can download apps in the Google Play and value-added services. So as I mentioned, meron siyang assessment modules for mastery. This is an integral part of learning. So good assessment student-centered, adaptive, flexible, varied, and reflects a student's achievement against a set of criteria. So with this module, the assessment module, teacher will know kung naiintindihan ba ng estudyante niya yung lesson or not. And if kailangan na niyang mag-level up sa isang lesson. So with this, you can help your student na magbigay pa ng additional quizzes, mga worksheets na pwede niyang practicein bago siya mag-level up sa isang topic. So there is also final answer auto-grading artificial intelligence. So I have prepared video for this. Later I'll show it. So it is intelligent enough to generate necessary prompts based on student inputs. So type of answers includes numerals in index form, numerals in surds form, fractions, mixed numbers, and a lot more. In the ACE Learning Singapore Math, there are useful features embedded. So as you can see, we have working steps, formula editor, sketchpad. Nandito na siya sa loob. It's available already. So students can input working steps in the assignments, like in the practice drills. You can use the working steps in the worksheet, skills mastery. And there's also HTML editor for formula editor. So many more features embedded in the Singapore Math. And yung sketchpad, this is very nice. So it's like you're doing your formula in your notebook, but it's in the system. So this can be saved directly in the system, and it is mobile devices compatible. So another feature na napakaganda, this one, is the computerized adaptive test. So or CAT. This adaptive learning modules comes with the following feature. So meron siyang tinatawag na IRT or items response theory, which is designed to adjust the level of difficulty based on the responses provided. So with this platform, you can select type of questions that you can throw to your students according to sa kung ano yung na-master niya na, kung ano yung kaya niya pa, or kung ano pa lang yung kaya niya, or ano pa yung kaya niya pang gawin. So meron kang, you have the option to give yung easy, hard, medium questions. So you can do that in this learning management system. And the practice questions are powered by the Math Editor and Math AI. So you can easily check if it's wrong or if it's right. So the system also provides practice drill. It's about more than 50,000 differentiated questions with fully worked solutions available. So later I'll show you kung gaano karami ang bank questions that you can give to your students and that they can practice. And also, meron siyang self-practice. So pwede mo siyang ulit-ulitin hanggang ma-perfect mo yung questions, hanggang makuha mo yung tamang sagot. And while having this lesson, you can also use the math game world. So there's also a gamification used to enhance learning experiences. So instead of playing in the other app, so you can go to this math game world at least natuto ka habang naglalaro. And assessment for promotion of thinking and discussion. So again, there's instant response system. So the teacher can monitor and provide feedback using this system. And there's also a feature of a collaboration platform for real-time teaching and learning. Later, I'll show you how the teacher can create a class, create quiz, and launch a real-time quiz. So again, for teachers, there's so many quizzes that you can develop from the bank questions, and you can also post forum for any topic or subjects that you would like to discuss. So these are all available in the ACE Learning Singapore Math platform. And for teachers, once you subscribe in this Singapore Math LMS, you will be given student accounts, and you can create groups for your students. So for quizzes are essential to check students' learning progress. So quizzes are auto-mark answers, durations of each quiz, you can set it. So like if you want to give quiz for 15 minutes, you can do so in our LMS. And you can display questions either one by one or all in a page. And the good thing about this, randomizing questions niya. You can do randomized question in a quiz para hindi sila makakapag-kopyahan. And for this, you can have 4 attempts for each quiz. And if you would like to download the quiz, you can do so. This will be in a PDF form, so you can save it. Also, kung meron si teacher na readily available na quizzes, pwede niya ring i-upload yon and share it with the student. So if you have video, you can also share it, and you can have a survey for your students. So provision for teacher to upload their own survey questions to the system and assign them to the student to collect the data they need. So there's a survey feature here. So as I mentioned, other useful system modules. So you can download in your mobile the ACE Learning LMS and the Math Virtual Reality app. For assignments, once you are subscribed, the teacher the system will provide notifications for the students and parents via mobile app for each assignment that the teacher will assign. And ang maganda dito, meron siyang auto reminder. So 3 days before the end date for each assignment, marireceive ng student and parent yung reminders daily. So for reports, again, in the LMS, the reports for students, makikita ni teacher yung usage statistics niya in the form of line graphs. So how many times the student log in the system, how long yung kanyang paggamit ng Singapore Math, at kung ano-ano yung mga lessons na view niya, ano-ano yung mga questions na nasagot niya, and there will be topic analysis, so topic practice, questions done, and also the assignment analysis. And good for the teachers, meron siyang you can rank it based on class groups. So detailed tracking of students and individual student progress in assignment, magagawa ni teacher just a click of a button in the system. So you can rank your grades of your students. And with the ACE Learning Singapore Math, so there will be one account per student that they will use during the login, and you can do your password reset, and the user manual is available. So how you go about in the learning management system of ACE Singapore. So this is the look when you go to the website. So as you can see, there's a primary math and secondary math. Today, I will show you the secondary math. Okay. So now I'm going to share with you. Going to go back. Can you see my screen?
Yes po.
So I'm already logged in the acelearning.com secondary math. As you can see, there's this Philippine flag because this is already aligned in our curriculum. So this one, these are the menus of the East Learning Singapore Math. So we have the content hub, we have the admin, we have the reports, the forum, and the instant response collaborative learning. So let me share with you the menu for the content hub. As you can see, there are so many features inside the content hub. So we have the courses, we have the primary math revision. So for the courses, as you can see, we have here on my left panel, there's the arithmetic, algebra, and when you go here, you can go to secondary 2, general. So another lesson. Then geometry for secondary 3, general, mensuration, graphs, and we also have secondary for general. So we have like 4 units. So trigonometry, statistics, probability, uh, all of these are included in our course in our course. So you can also go back to your primary math revision. Ang maganda dito, when you are in the secondary math, meron pa rin siyang link so you can go back or refresh your primary math. So as you can see here, there's a whole numbers, percentage, ratio, speed, rate, volume, area, and perimeter. So here, like, let's see this one for the whole numbers. So yeah, and you can go back for your primary if you want to do some refresh. This one. So view. Hello? Ma'am, saan yung sound?
I think may problem po tayo with the audio. Ma'am Connie, can we
May sound ako eh.
mm,
I
i-share
have
mo
my
yung
sound.
share video.
Where do I go?
Yes, just sa StreamYard, i-stop mo muna, then share mo ulit. Then click mo yung share video. Mm-mm.
Then I go to audio.
Oo. Sige, share mo again yung screen.
Oo, share screen, Ma'am Con. Share screen, tapos meron sa baba na ano, baka
Yan,
hindi
ma'am.
mo na-click. Oo, sa baba may
Sorry.
nakalagay na share audio. Try natin ulit.
So I'll go again. Okay.
How should we Lucas's savings also as 1 unit? Now, Lucas received $360 from his uncle, and as a result, he had 4 times as much savings as Anna. How do we reflect that in the model? We should add 3 more equal units so that the amount of savings Lucas has is now 4 times that of Anna's. Note that this also shows that Lucas's savings is 3 units more than Anna's. Now, the amount received was $360. Where should we indicate $360? Well, we had added the 3 equal units. So we use a curly bracket to indicate that.
So this is the primary math revision that you can go back even if you are in the secondary. So we also have step-by-step auto grading. Later, I'll show you the ABP of these and the learning experiences. We also have mathematical modeling, so very good for this during this time. So you can use this mathematical modeling. Math exam revision kit. These are this one, the math exam revision kit. This is a preparation kit for students, just what you need for a quick revision. So we call this math exam revision kit. The kit is categorized into different syllabi. There are 3 segments in this kit. So you have the revision notes, questions with guided solutions, and practice questions. So later I'll go back here. Then for interactive tools, we also have Math Tools and Math Explorer. So these are the math tools inside the ACE Learning. So you have all-in-one grapher, cumulative frequency curve builder, speed time graph, geometrical construction activity, 3 solids, triangles in 3D solids. So there's a lot inside the math tool. There's quadrilaterals that teachers can use during the lesson. And the Math Explorer, this is new. So these are all present in the ACE Learning learning management system. So, kahit na meron ng learning management system yung school, this is a standalone for math. So, hindi na mahihirapan si teacher maghanap ng video for every lesson here comes with a PDF and video lesson. So, this one for the course, I'll show you the topic that I have used. It's loading. Okay. Let me get back to the courses. Medyo mabagal ang internet ko. Let me check.
Yan. Ma'am Cons, may question.
Yes po.
Ano ba, may secondary level ba yan daw?
This is secondary level.
Tapos, yung,
I'm having internet connection.
baka pwedeng makita yung loob para
Yes.
may idea sila. Mm-mm.
Still loading. Sorry.
Sige, okay lang yan.
May offline platform ba yung ACE Learning?
Oo nga.
This is online program po.
Online.
Yeah, but with the ACE Learning, you can download your quiz in a PDF. So pwede mo
Yung-
siyang gawin pagka-offline ka na.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
Tapos, halimbawa, Ma'am Cons, kasi a teacher's perspective, we are concerned with the data, no? So, after nila magsagot, pwede rin ba namin ma-download yung sagot, yung worksheet na may sagot naman ng bata?
Yes, the teachers can download the worksheet.
Oh, okay. Kasi, di ba, Sir Wax, sometimes we are asked to have the portfolio of our students, no, for our, ano ba yun, IPC, wala kasi ako sa DepEd, so hindi ko alam.
Record keeping
IPCRF,
of the students.
Oo.
Okay, so with ACE Learning po ba, once na nag-quiz o nag-exam yung estudyante, since sinabi mo kanina na mayroong pwedeng ma-download yung quiz, how about the result? Is it automatic kung online?
Yes, you can go to the admin of your teacher account and you can see all the accounts of your students and the grades. And for the reports, as you can you see my screen?
Yes, apo, nakikita namin.
For the reports, the teacher can check the statistics of each students and each details.
May sample ka niyan?
Yeah. Yes, this one is still loading.
Sige lang. Iikot din yan.
Oo. For the reports, it includes the usage of every student enrolled in the system, in the LMS. And then the topics, there's the review analysis on the topics.
Actually, Sir Wax, nag-try ako ng isa niyan, di ba, Ma'am Con? Sabi ko, sige nga, try ko students. And tinapos ko talaga siya sa 10 kasi naiya ako. Baka, LM yung tinry ko, baka hindi ako makapasa.
Actually, I tested also the primary. I'm more comfortable with the primary. I can answer it. But for the secondary, secondary, I can share the features sa para makita ng mga teachers kung ano yung laman ng ACE Learning Secondary Math. So, Sir Max, can we share first the Math VR while I'm fixing the website?
Okay,
The
sige.
ACE Learning
Watch math come alive before your very eyes. See and comprehend math concepts in a three-dimensional environment. The Math VR app models the math world in an incredibly visual way, making math education more intuitive, easier to understand and retain. The first batch of models in augmented reality view is available now. We have built-in learning components for each model. For example, for a composite solid, you can display its net, cross-sectional area, and its plan and elevation view. You may illustrate the topic on standard form using the solar system model. For example, to express the average distance of each planet from the Sun. The models on Venn diagram show the union and intersection concepts in set theory. There are also models showing the relationship between the level of water in a container versus time. Questions with solutions are provided for each model in the 3D scenario models, which allow visualization from different angles. To view more math models, simply download the Math VR app and print the marker See Them Come Alive. For more details, please visit www.ace-learning.com.
Okay. Very interesting po yung yung Math VR, nakikita ng mga bata yung image.
So, ayan.
Yes.
Tsaka maganda.
Yes.
Kasi, bawa kami ni Mamay, meron kaming student or ikaw ang parent, you can even use it as a parent, no? Just to guide. Kasi may modules naman ng DepEd eh. The platform is a supplement. It's not just for for the na talagang yun.
on this ACE Learning Singapore Math, there's the Progressive Mastery Program that I can show you. Can I show this one?
Yeah, I think that's the important, what that other LMS in mathematics don't have, the mastery program. That's the very unique because the teacher or the parent can determine if the learner is not getting the concepts before they proceed to the next step. It's very important.
Share the mastery program.
We know that practice when it comes to mastering math topics. If homework is given, marking has to be done. Students also won't know whether the answers are correct until they have received the marked homework. Is there an alternative solution? Yes, there is. The Progressive Mastery Program, or PMP for short. In the PMP, topics are broken down into bite-sized learning components to pace students' learning. Questions are randomly generated to resolve the problem of one student do the homework, the rest of the class copy. Instant feedback after each solution is submitted or after each step for guided PMPs. Let's take a look at how we designed this learning program. This topic is solving linear equations. We have students who are so weak in this topic that they don't even know when to start. Well, not to worry. Let the system guide them. If they are unsure and need further help, click on Hint. Step by step, the system takes them through the solution. Line by line, the system auto-marks the input. If they make a mistake, they are not allowed to continue until they have corrected it. Now let's take a look at another topic, graphs of linear functions. To begin, select a range of values. Oops, invalid range. The student has failed to notice that a range of values has been given. This is a common problem. So with this PMP, the student learns to read the question carefully. Now let's keep the x values within the given range. calculate the y values. As each y value is keyed in, a small cross appears. Notice that there is a mistake made. We'll see how the system prompts the students later. Let's position the points first. Oops, incorrect position. Try again. Next, draw the line. The line is not straight. This is a linear graph, so the line drawn should be straight. Of course, the students can go ahead and submit the answer, but he or she can see that there is a mistake somewhere. So retrace the steps, identify the problem, correct it, try again, and there we have the required linear graph. Next, we will look at how comprehensive our reports are for the PMP. This is an individual student's report. The results for each level and type of question for the topic is reflected in the report. As mentioned, each student is given a unique set of exercises, so the report should be able to reflect that. This question is unique to this student. Now here comes the best part. Every attempt's input is reflected in the report. This is a very good diagnostic tool. From each attempt's input, one is able to know the area of the student's weakness in the topic. For more details and sign up for this program, visit our website.
Okay, so that is our progressive mastery program inside the ACE Learning.
Yeah, so as mentioned, they are really handheld by the AI. So it's an artificially intelligent math learning management system. So talagang you cannot go to the next level until you are until you are already comfortable with the topic that you have been given. All right. So any other features we'd like to show, Connie? So we can proceed with our
testimonials of Solomon, who's been using Singapore Math for a long time.
Yes. So we have with us a student from Dr. Yanga's Colleges, one of the first schools that adopted Singapore Math, and may we share his testimonial. He is now in grade 11, but he was able to use the Singapore Math grade 8 and grade 9. Right. So let's welcome Solomon Tejada of Dr. Yanga's Colleges Incorporated from Bulacan.
Good morning po.
Morning, Solomon.
Good morning po. I have been able to use... can you hear me po?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. I have been able to use the Singaporean Math ACE Learning Portal po for my 8th grade and 9th grade, and it really helped me po through school and competitions, especially since I can do it on my own pace po, since it's it's mostly self practice po, and the materials is just there for me to use. So while there are a lot of materials po online, like you can find books or lessons or worksheets. ACE Learning is different po, since you are really guided on the solutions, is as they have mentioned po, Singaporean Math mostly focuses on mainly how to get the solution, or mainly the solution, since mostly in higher maths din po, that's what's important, yung solutions nga po. Then the other perk po in ACE Learning is that you since, like I've said po, you can do it on your own pace. Like when you can do it whenever you are free. Like if you feel like it, if you feel motivated, you can just hop on and go use the materials available there. Then you would be able to learn a lot na po. Uh, if you feel really motivated, you can even learn as much as the lessons from school. Uh, the
Yes,
other
we
naman po is if 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 i-apply naman po yung ACE learning in a classroom setting, very helpful din po since uh yung quizzes po there is actually very convenient for the students. Like uh in comparison to other platforms po, inputting your answers, your solutions is much more convenient in ACE learning or uh in comparison to other uh platforms like I I think I don't think I can mention it. Pero like yun nga po, since ACE learning is really focused po on math, like very easy po mag-input ng answers. Like in math po, diba po, there are many forms. You can express your answers as a fraction, as a decimal, uh, 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 like you can do it in any way that in any form that you want it po, as long as it's correct. Uh,
all right.
then yun po, yun nga po, all in all po, naging very helpful po sa akin yung ACE learning for school, and for competition, since I do compete sometimes po in math competitions.
Okay, so
Yun
all
lang.
right. So all right, thank you very much, Solomon. And we also want to share that in Dr. Yama's colleges, they have an intersection. Is it an intersection math competitions or even an inter-school competition
Yes
regionals?
po, local competitions po, and provincial competitions po.
Right. And anong ranking mo? I know that you're in
Yung
the math team of Dr. Yanga's colleges.
yung most recent po is that I got second po overall in Metrobank MTAP, in the Metrobank
Wow,
MTAP competition.
congratulations.
Thank you
Congratulations,
po.
Solomon. All right. Okay, thank you very much. And just for our viewers to know that the Dr. Yama's colleges sent a math team, their mathematics team, and we competed in Singapore and competed with actual students in a Singapore high school for the Singapore high schools. And Connie, what happened? They're much better, of course, because they've been using Singapore math ever since kindergarten, I believe. But just the same, we proved to them that we can use Singapore math as well as they can. So we had a very good experience of going to Singapore and competing with students with the Singapore math. Yeah. All right. Thank you very much, Solomon. Thank you for
Thank you din
sharing
po.
your time. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Solomon. Okay, keep up the good work. Enjoy
Thank you po.
senior high school. Enjoy senior high school.
Yes, enjoy.
Yes, we'll send you a license key for for secondary. Okay, so you can
Thank you
continue
po.
to Connie, give him a license key so that you can continue to represent your school, your division, and all of Region 3. Okay, thank you. And even perhaps the Philippines if we go back to Singapore. All right, thank you.
Thank you po.
Bye, Solomon. Okay, let's proceed.
Okay, so we will continue our discussion, Ma'am Connie.
Yes, I already logged in. So I'm going to share my screen again. Okay. So this is a quick demonstration. Can you see? So if I go to courses, so yan. Ito yung mga pwedeng gamitin ni teacher. So inside each lesson, there's objective, lesson brief. So I want to choose in the algebra topic, I will go to algebraic equation, and I will choose solving linear equation. So on my right side, you can see there's the calculator, there's the sketchpad that you can use, and there's the objective. At the end of the topic, you will be able to solve linear equation in one unknown. So the lesson brief can be downloaded. So ito po siya. So pwede nyo siyang i-download. So this one, pwede siyang i-download. So in the lesson, so there is an introduction of the algebraic equation. Then may basic practice question. Practice question. So ito po yung lesson brief pa lang. And so in the learning content, there will be an introduction of the lesson of the algebraic equation. So you can choose if it's Singaporean voice or US voice. So this is the sample.
One day,
Okay.
Belinda walked into a cafe which sold some
For every
snacks.
lesson, there is a video.
She found some curry puffs on a shelf, which was priced at $2 a piece. Next, she walked over to another shelf of drinks. Each drink was priced as $3. Belinda bought a drink and some curry puffs for $9. How many curry puffs did Belinda buy? We know that Belinda bought some curry puffs at $2 each and a drink at $3. She had spent $9 in total. Using a box or unit to represent the unknown number of curry puffs, we can form a statement. 2 boxes or units plus 3 equal 9. By simple deduction using number bonds, we know that 6 plus 3 equal to 9. 6 is actually 3 twos. 2 is actually the price of 1 curry puffs. Since there are 3 twos, then there should be 3 curry puffs bought. So we've found the number of curry puffs bought by Belinda. Note that the figures involved in the above question are small, so simple deduction is still possible. Where bigger figures are involved, a more efficient method is required. Take a look at this statement. The solution is not as obvious as the previous one, right? Nevertheless, let's attempt to use the observation method. First, we group 2 unknown boxes or units into one. So now it is 1 unknown plus 5 equal to 22.4. From observation, we arrive at the answer, 17.4. As 22.4 minus 5 gives us 17.4. Hence, 2 unknown boxes or units are equal to 17.4. By simple deduction, 1 unknown box or unit is equal to 17.4 divided by 2, which is equal to 8.7. There is a more efficient method than observation. It is the use of algebraic equations. Statement 1 is a common type of equation which you use very often to solve problems. Statement 2 is an equation where a box or unit is used to represent an unknown. Instead of using boxes to represent curry puffs here, we replace it with a representative alphabet. Let's say C. So 2C plus 3 equal to 9. This is an algebraic equation where C is a variable. And the process of finding the value of C is known as solving the equation.
Okay, so that is a video lesson for algebraic equation. So as you can see in my screen, so we have also interactive tools that you can use for this lesson. And as I mentioned, there's the skill mastery. It's like 1, 2, 3, 4 that you can use for this lesson. Let me click this one. So for like skill mastery 1, solve x plus a equals plus minus b. So you can do some practice. So solve the equation x plus 23 equals -6. So let me try to answer this. This will be, let's try. 6 is like 18, 16, 17. Let's try and click submit. So wrong. So the solution will be given to the teacher. So the answer will be x is equals to -29. So this is the thing that you can see when you hit the skill mastery. So the solution will be given. So let's try again. X plus 17 is equals 16. Okay. So again, kung nagkakamali yung student, the teacher will see kung kailangan na niyang pumunta sa isang lesson or bibigyan pa niya ng additional worksheets and test questions yung bata. So the answer is readily available for the teacher and the solution. So ito po yung portion for the skill mastery. Then you can go back. So for this one, there's also game and practice drill. Say practice drill. So I have answered 2 questions already. As you can see, it is highlighted as current, and I already attempted 2 questions here, as you can see. So that's it for the features of using the ACE Learning. You can have the lesson brief in a PDF, and at the same time, you can use the video lessons readily available in the LMS. Do we have questions from the
Thank you very much, Connie.
listener?
Wala pa naman akong question na nakikita.
So for interested teachers, ma'am, we can share trial pins para masubukan nila buksan, ibigay yung mga features sa, let's say, sa anak nila, kung may anak sila, they can practice it. They can answer questions.
Sir Wax,
Download
your email address so they can email.
Oh yeah,
Okay po.
post it on the banner. And meron ditong comment. Ang sabi ni Ma'am Ed, hindi ko lang kung ma'am or sir. Eds Mercado, good morning daw po, and salamat sa insightful webinar.
Yes,
Oh,
thank
nga.
you so much. All right, and then I think now we can proceed with Miss Jen. Thank you very much, Connie. And again, for
Thank you,
those
Ma'am
who are
Con.
interested to avail of the free trial Singapore
Email
Math
lang
Online,
kayo so
please email us. Yes, we will post our email address in the banner frame at for Felta Multimedia. Thank you. Okay, so let's proceed, Miss Jen.
Thank you, Ma'am Connie.
Thank
So,
you.
the discussion
Thank
will
you,
be
Connie.
by Ma'am Jenny. Ma'am Jenny,
Okay, wait lang. Yung mga doggy ko maingay. Okay, so, Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay na ba? Can I proceed na, Sir Wax?
Yes.
Okay. So, good morning sa ating lahat. Ito na naman po ako. Sana hindi kayo sasawa sa aking kagandahan. So, for today, ang ating, well, our series for the month of August is short. We only have 3 because we are giving you time at the end of the month to prepare for the opening of the classes. We do have one more on the 15th with Intel, and we'll send you the registration links and the poster sometime tomorrow or Monday. So the coverage for series 2 is the mathematics as applied in the classroom. So we will be sharing you sites as I mentioned earlier, and ang una nga namin is yung kay Ma'am Connie. So that is how Singapore Math through ACE Learning. So as an overview, we have this to do today. We have the origin of the Singapore Math I gave you earlier, and then the math in the STEAM classrooms. As an introduction, the most important goal of math is to develop skills for understanding and solve real life problems. So when we teach math in the classroom, our focus should not only be on executing the content, but more so with understanding why do we have to learn about that content. So when I prepare my presentations for my students, lagi akong may why do we need to do this? The way to a student's heart, ang sabi ko, that's me, ano, is through valuing. Bakit niya kailangan gawin? Because my students always ask me, why do you have to learn math? So dapat sa beginning pa lang ng ating team learning, meron na tayong emphasis kung bakit. So they can relate to the significance. Okay? Teaching mathematics should be done in a way that students are not concerned with the exact procedure, but more of how do they use the procedures in the thinking process. Kailangan they should be excited on using it as a tool rather than excited in getting the answer. It's how they get there, and how they experience the mistakes, and how were they able to overcome the mistakes by applying the theorems or the concepts in the lesson. Okay? It should be the transfer of what they learn to other areas, integrative. Hindi dahil algebra ang class ko ngayon, I'm confined with the idea that algebra is x and y. There should be the application of what is x in real life and what is y in real life. Mamaya makikita natin. Okay? There should be a connection between different areas and a reflection on what they have learned, or even an analysis of the answer that they got. Eh ano ngayon kung nakuha ko ang mean, if I did a statistical test, what if anong significance ng mean na yon? What if I got standard deviation? Ano naman ang role ng number na yon in the situation of the case study that I did or a research that I conducted? So those things, it's teaching the math and getting the answer through the math processes is not the end of the discussion. It should be, what is the significance of the numbers that you got? So therefore, you can use it and apply it in real life. Okay. How will STEM improve student learning? So yung math is just a concept. If we go back to the STEM or STEAM learning, it should be gearing towards to career development, jobs in the real world, and which, of course, are interdisciplinary. Kailangan nating ma-educate ang students on how things go together in the real world. It should be more of a skill set rather than individual skill. Okay? Teaching in the STEM field, in math or in other disciplines, is not just memorizing facts. It's no longer about memorizing facts. It should be learning how to think critically and evaluating information. There should be the use of the data. ang tawag natin ngayon, hindi na statistician, data scientist na. So that plays a crucial role in the society nowadays. So if we trace the 21st century skills, we do have foundational literacies, we have competencies, and we have character qualities. So, yung teaching ng math, it should be embracing these three categories. Math should be taught where students get curious. Therefore, when you're curious, you have intrinsic motivation, you have the initiative, you have the persistence, and you have awareness. So if you have all those soft skills, then you can have critical thinking using the numbers. And using ICT, ito yung ating pino-promote, no? Because we cannot go together in one place just to do the face-to-face discussion. We are incorporating resources that are digital in nature. Yung Singapore math natin kanina, meron talaga yung mga manipulatives na ginagamit. But because we don't have the privilege of buying due to the pandemic, maybe we don't have the resources, ito yung mga other options, and I'll give you more later. Results of the investigations done in the classroom or results of the data gathering should be communicated. Ito yung challenge. How do we communicate the results and how do we make it more valuable for the students na hindi lang for compliance purposes but also for competence na alam nila na yung lesson nila sa STEM or sa math is really helpful in the future, is more specifically in their career of choice. Okay? STEM embraces 4 C's as identified doon sa ating 21st century. So there should be creativity, critical thinking, collaboration, and communication. So when we teach STEM and when we teach the math, we have to consider those 4 informations. Okay? Okay, so we have STEM literacy. Ito yung ating image. We have to make decisions. We have to identify problems. And we have to seek new knowledge. Okay. Ano ba yung math education is STEM education? Mathematics in STEM education. Yun yung ating gustong makita. Math is everywhere, literally. It's part of all the fields. We just have to pick and choose which one is more applicable in our classroom. Hindi naman tayo lahat math teacher, but we can always incorporate math in the instruction. It should not just be the math. It should be deep learning of the math concept, and it should be placed in our curriculum para maging mas relevant. Okay? It includes content and thinking that can be used as a tool for integrative STEM problems. So, hindi na siya simpleng 1:1 if we are going to use that term. Ngayon, kung alam natin yung 1:1, dapat kaya nating i-apply sa classroom. Ano ba yung 1:1 in terms of computers? So, 1 laptop is to 1 student in the household. So, if I have 5 kids, therefore, I need to have 5 laptops for my 5 kids. So, ganun na dapat yung approach. And the students themselves should be able to use those basic concepts in making decisions for themselves. If the computer in my household or the cell phones in my household is just 2 and there are 4 of us, then we should be able to use the math concept and skill from there to budget their own time. So, hindi lang naman teachers ang dapat nag-i-incorporate ng math sa kanilang students, pati yung parent, ano? So, we encourage teachers to guide parents also on how math is seen everywhere. So, yun yung kailangan nating kailangan mag-promote ng awareness in terms of math in the education and in real life. Okay. According to the National Council of Teachers of Mathematics, NCTM, okay, ito daw yung what a math teacher and teachers of STEM should do. So, teach according to professional recommendations. Kailangan meron tayong mga resources, and dapat ito yung power struggle ko ngayon because it's especially in the university level, there is no consistency on which material is to use. For example, pacing guide, syllabus, syllabi in the classroom. Therefore, as a professional, you should be able to seek resources and merge them and take the math teaching as your own, right? Whenever math is included in a STEM activity, make sure that the math addresses academic standards appropriate for the grade level. So, minsan, naman, ang gawa natin is too ambitious. Okay? Lalo na ngayon, mas mahirap. Ang ganda ng design ng lesson plan mo, ang ganda ng mga activities mo for the math. Lahat ng ituturo ko dito sa classroom na ito ngayon ay a-apply mo. But then, consider the students who are going to use the material. Okay? Baka naman too ambitious. It's not appropriate for the grade level or it's not appropriate for you as the teacher to teach. If you are not confident in using the tools we're going to show you later, then don't use them right away. You have to practice on your own then. Para mas maging effective yung pag-teach mo sa mga students ng thinking processes and quantitative and qualitative reasoning. Okay? So, paano yun? To support STEM education within the math program, look for opportunities to integrate science, technology, and engineering in meaningful ways. Okay? Dati, problem solving, dumadaan sa step by step. Ngayon, baligtad na, deductive. Ano na siya, nandun na yung problem and then hihimay-himayin. So, marami pang techniques we can have it in the future webinars natin. Pwede rin nating discuss yan sa susunod. Next. Why mathematical softwares naman? So, sabi ko nga kanina, hindi na tayo basta maka-avail ng mga materials, so we go for software. Before, math softwares, specifically calculators, were not allowed. Kasi daw, parang pinamadali mo naman ang discussion. Kasi it's co-compute na lang sa calculator. But teachers must find the balance between when to allow the use of technology and how do you use it in the classroom versus when are they not supposed to be used. Ngayon nga lang, mahirap because the students are at home. We don't know if they are cheating using the software or they are using other devices. So, for example, there's an app. So if you do robotics, you can relate. If I do line tracing or amazing track, there is a platform where you are going to measure how long the board is or the distance between the edge of the board and the end of the board. And you are supposed to calculate circumference versus distance covered. But now, there are apps na itatapat mo na lang yung phone mo and it will calculate for you. So, that is, for me, is not going to be helpful. Although, that is okay for validation of data. But then, yung mga students, nadidefeat yung principle ng precision, nadidefeat yung principle ng use of proper mathematical tools like the ruler and the conversions ng ruler from the measurement from the ruler inches to centimeters. So yung mga maliliit na skills na dapat nakukuha ng mga bata doon, nadidefeat na. So, we have to be very careful in choosing ano ba talaga, kailan ko ba talaga gagamitin yung software, kailan hindi. Okay, for skills, especially in the STEM field, kung teaching robotics, we can refrain from using the apps on the phone. But if we're teaching the lesson, we can use the websites and the software to teach the material. So, nasa atin na yon kung papaano natin i-execute. Ang aking lag ako.
Walang ata na internet. Wala kang audio, Ma'am Jen. Okay, so let's wait for Ma'am Jen. Nagkaroon siguro po siya ng technical difficulties with her internet. So while waiting,
Ayun, bumalik na ako. Sorry. Okay na. Okay, ayan. Sabi ko nga nawawala ako. Parang naramdaman ko wala akong kasama. Okay. I will share it again. Any questions before we proceed?
wala pa naman.
Okay, wala pa naman. Okay, so malapit na tayo dun sa main event. Nandun na matatapos na tayo sa intro. Okay, back to the presentation. Kita na ba? Okay na ba, sir?
Okay na.
Okay. So, advantages of using math software is it's allowing teachers to use the platforms as a fresh approach to teaching of math. So, kung puro worksheet, parang na sila, na-overwhelm. Unless it's a skill drill practice, okay yung worksheets. For example is the Kumon. Gusto ko yung Kumon kasi lagi silang maganda yung kanilang mga drill practice. But if the materials are not available, then we can use modern information technologies where we can transform and change the traditional solutions of mathematical problems. So, minsan, in the classroom, if they teach, it is very fortunate for a student if the teacher in the classroom will show multiple ways on solving the problem. But sometimes that doesn't happen. We can understand that some of the teachers naman din are more comfortable to teaching one method or they believe in one method. Also, the teacher requirement here is, the advantage is the teacher can exercise direct guidance kasi you assign the courses if you're using online platform. And by means of graphics and animation, mas nag-i-increase yung understanding. It's better if they can see it and they can solve it and they experience the processes like kanina, dun kay Ma'am Connie, may mga videos and may mga demonstration and may mga guides. So those things are very helpful. Okay. Ano naman yung disadvantage? Of course, everything has a pros and cons. First is lack of access. Kasi nga yung iba may bayad or yung iba wala naman silang internet connection. Lack of time. How does it affect? Lack of time for teachers to plan and study other fields for them to integrate. Lack of training. Buti meron nga ngayon ganito katulad sa atin, mga webinar. They can think of how they can integrate the material in their classroom because they had at least basic training on the platforms. Ito yung number 4, major concern to, lack of confidence among teachers. Kaya ko ba tong ituro? Some teachers, ayaw nilang ma-experience yung magkamali sa harap ng students or mapahiya or may tanong na hindi nila masagot. Therefore, they resort to not even trying or not even integrating it in the classroom. Okay? Another is the technical problem. Especially if it's a freeware, wala naman siyang technical support. Unlike if it's a paid platform, you have customer service. The problem with customer service naman, some companies don't have after sales. So, pag nabili mo na yung software nila, nabigyan ka ng basic training, bala ka na sa susunod. Okay? And ito yung lack of personal access during lesson preparation. Parang, pag under ka ng domain, hindi ka rin basta makapasok. This happens to the schools in the US kasi very strict ang kanilang IT kasi centralized. Therefore, if you avail of freeware, they are very careful dahil freeware yon, sometimes may mga bugs yun na naka-attach. You have to do maraming pakiusap at letters and everything, logistics, before the IT department can approve of the website to be used in your classroom. And number 7, sabi nila, the age of the teacher, but it depende yon sa teacher. Some young ones, sabi nila, pag mas bata, mas kaya, pero minsan mas persistent and yung open-minded yung mga seasoned teachers and getting into the season or the prime of their careers kaysa dun sa mga bata kasi we have like I consider myself as aged kasi matagal na rin ako nagsiserve. Pero yung tolerance natin to the pain of undergoing aral na naman ba? Parang feeling ko nga masochista na ang ibang teacher. Kakaaral lang, aral na ulit. Kasi teaching is a continuous growth. Hindi ka pwede mag-stop kasi nag-evolve yung teaching platforms. And speaking of teaching platforms, ito yung isa. So I think I have 5 that I will share with you. So I'll go by and then I'll go take you to the website. Okay. The first one is Prodigy Game. So it's a gaming math site. It is meant for grades 1 to 8. If you are listening and you are participating in our discussion today, you can write the name first and then later I'll show you the links. Okay, the first is Prodigy Math. It's a gaming design. What can you see in it? You're going to see logistics. Ito yung lumang, bago na ngayon eh. So, the last time I used this was 2008, I believe, because I left in 2009 and I didn't get the same thing, same kids. So, I tried it with my grade 10 kasi pang hanggang grade 8 lang. When I tried them, there are some kids who belong to the 6th grade when after assessment. So the software assesses the students. And if I gave them a lesson, like I use this for review for my students, not even part of the lesson. It's just for review because I want them to cope up. Okay? The gaming or the website itself is letting you see the progress of the students also. There's exponential notation. My students spent 53 seconds on it. It's a he. So he was able to answer 4 questions and got it correctly. So if we are going to do the math, so mga around 12 to 15 seconds lang ang ginamit niya sa isang question. And then there was one question on expressing multiplication with exponents. He did it for 5 seconds and got it 100% correctly. But then when you look at the expressions and equations, the skill is to solve one-step equation drop down. He spent 2 minutes with 4 questions and got 75% correct. And for the factors and multiples, 6 minutes, 7 questions. So parang less than a minute per question, 85% lang ang kanyang progress. Pero yung LCM, dapat naman, di ba? For questions, 2 minutes. So, half a minute lang, 30 seconds. Perfect. Pero, look at the fraction. Yung fraction, kaaway ng student yan lagi. Nung nagtuturo ko sa school ko dati, yung fraction laging hindi sinasagutan. Ito, tinry niya. 2 questions, 29 seconds. Pero, parehas namang mali. So, those kinds of information, then you can do a warm-up on fractions kasi kailangan mo yun for the next lesson. The software is helping you decide on how to plan your class. Hindi naman pwedeng susunod ka lang ng ano yun in toto sa MELC or sa LCP or sa lesson plan or sa syllabi kung ano man. Natapos mo yung curriculum, hindi naman nag-succeed yung learner mo. So, less is more, sana. Okay? This is what the interface looks like. It's like ML, it's like a gaming design. And I'll just tell them, okay, let's go to the bubbly world. Then punta kami lahat doon. Then you can compete with your co-teacher, your teacher, which you don't know you're battling your teacher because I can pick them and just go there. The second one is CK12. CK12 has evolved and is now matched with your Google Classroom. So later I will show you. It's a free app. It's for Android, iPhone, or iPad. It's a Windows 8 or 10 compatible. Meron dyan mga workbook, quizzes, and tests that you can assign. Okay? The pet simulator, I already gave you last week, but I'll show you exactly where the math goes. Kasi yung last time na sinyo ko sa inyo ay on science. And then we have Khan Academy. Salman Khan is the founder of the academy, and they have a YouTube account which you can go in, and they offer free video lessons to students, and they have the app and the website as well. We'll show you that later. The next one is the Wabbit emulator, which you can download to your so before, dito gumagana sa Mac at saka sa iPhone. But last time I checked, now it's working. I haven't tried because I think it works better with the Android app. So, ang maganda lang dito, if they use it, well, it depende sa gumagamit. If you're using your phone, so if you tell the students, okay, download this app on your phone habang nagdi-discuss tayo. Pero you use the Zoom and they're using Zoom on their phones. When they run the TI emulator, it's going to occupy the whole screen. Therefore, they will not see what you are presenting. So it depends on how you use it. If this is a tool, then it's good if you're using the phone. But if the students are only using their phone for discussion and then you ask them to use the emulator on their phone, therefore they won't see what you are discussing. It's the software will occupy the whole screen. Okay, para silang may calculator as in sa kamay, and then pipindutin nila siya as if yon ang calculator. Later I will run my emulator and I'll show you. And how is it gonna help you naman as a teacher? Okay, so students, they don't need to buy the calculator, but for as a teacher, how do you use it as a teaching tool? I'll show you that later. Okay, and then the Singapore math that we discussed. So, yun yung kanina. Okay? So, let me show you what those softwares look like. So, by the way, I found that in the blog. This is the blog. Those information. Fortunately, those 10 teach.com, 10 free math apps for students. 10 pero ang 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 ang nandyan ay ginagamit ko na before. Okay, first, ito na yung bagong interface nung Prodigy game. Iba na yung itsura niya. Okay, so So, you say 2017, I have 67 students here. So, kaya lang, dahil nagbago sila, nag-update, they are now only letting me, I wanted to show you sana what the data looks like, but then, they change the interface and they limit. For example, I go to the reports and I want to see student progress, because you can do individual view report. And I want to see sana, hanggang 2009 na lang. Hindi na nakikita yung 2017 ko. Ito, 67 students. Ayan sila. Pero, hindi ko na mapapakita sa inyo. So, we can look at others. There are view sample report. Ayan, hindi ko na siya mapapakita. So, yung pinakita ko sa inyo kanina is when I did a screenshot way, yan. That was 2017. Yan yung itsura niya before. So, ngayon, iba na. Ganito na ang itsura. Oh, wait lang. Nasaan na yun? Oops. Ito pala. Ayan. Ito na yung itsura niya before. So, on your dashboard, you will see what the game looks like. What does it look like? Let me show you. Okay.
We've made getting started with Prodigy super easy for both you and your students. The first step is to provide your students with the class code that is located within your teacher account. In a Prodigy teacher account, you have the ability to create multiple classes, and each class will have its own unique code. This makes it simple for students to join this class and link their accounts with your teacher account when they first begin playing Prodigy. In this example, we have 3 classes within this teacher account, and we want students to join the homeroom class. This is the code that we would provide the students. Now they're ready to get started. Have your students visit www.prodigygame.com and click where it says Play Prodigy. This will take them to the student login page. They don't have accounts yet, so they would click New Student to begin the account creation process. The first step is for them to enter the class code that you provided them. If they have entered it correctly, they will be able to click the right arrow to move on. They would next enter their first name and last initial. Moving on with the right arrow, they can create a password for their account, entering it twice for confirmation. Students will then choose what grade they are in this year and will then be provided the opportunity to write their login information down. As their teacher, you will be able to view this information later on in your teacher account. After clicking Next, students will be taken to the login page where they will be shown how to properly log into the game with their account username and password. Once they have logged in successfully, they can now begin creating their in-game avatar by choosing their gender and various attributes such as hair color, eye color, skin color, and even a fancy hairstyle. Have your students choose a world to begin the game in. These worlds feature identical game maps but represent servers within the game. If students are in the same world, they will be able to challenge each other later on in exciting math battles. For now, they can choose any world or even play in offline mode where no other players are nearby. Upon selecting the world, players will enter the game and be joined by a fun companion named Newt, who will guide the player through a short tutorial on how to play Prodigy. It won't be long into their adventure before students encounter their very first math challenge. In fact, they have already begun a diagnostic test without even knowing it. When they first begin playing, Prodigy's diagnostic test will field them questions in the game that will assess their true abilities and eventually place them at the appropriate grade level starting point based on their skills. From there, Prodigy's powerful adaptive technology will keep pace with how the student is doing by increasing the challenge once they have mastered skills or scaling back and encouraging students in areas where they may need some extra practice. Once the diagnostic test results are ready, you will be able to find them by returning to your teacher account and looking in the dashboard of the class the student belongs to. Once all of your students have completed the diagnostic test, you are ready to take advantage of all the options within your teacher account, including creating assignments and topic plans, as well as viewing reports on how your students are progressing in all areas of the curriculum. Prodigy gives you all the tools to help students truly love learning math.
Yan. So, yan yun. The good thing here is you can have the data, the software adjust to the needs of the student. So, kapag sila ay na-master niya na, ang bawa, entry level niya is grade 3, nag-play siya na nag-play, the system will adjust to grade 4. Ang student mo grade 9. So, until they reach the mastery level, pahirap ng pahirap yung mga questions na lumalabas. So, your role, I use this for review. So, when I use, kasi nga, hindi ko na kayang ituro yung grade 1 to 8 na na-miss nila. So, I enrolled them here. So, yung grade 9 ko and grade 10 will have the review without me reviewing them. So, that's the benefit of this Prodigy gaming. Okay? So, if you are used doing naman university level or high school, or even LE, meron naman tong Khan Academy. So, if you look at my dashboard, okay, teacher dashboard. So, ito naman ang aking courses. So, I have 13 students, even sa, anong tawag dito? Homeroom, I have Spartan Growth Mindset. And when my co-teacher left, I was able to help out the school because I enrolled her students in my online class para kahit biglang nawala si teacher, meron pa rin silang ginagawa sa math. So these are the students. I have 18, I have 39, I have 34, I have 41. So tingnan natin yung aking class. I can see here, I have 41 students, 30 ang nakakomplete, and I can look at the report. So if I view the report, again, I'm a data person, so I can see ano ba itsura ng mga ginagawa nila. So I can see who are getting it and who's not, and I can plan for what my other assignments would look like. And these are the scores, and you can download them. And of course, if you are a teacher and you want to add, let's say I want to go to the resources, I can look for topics. So, tingnan natin yung topics na. Or I can search it here. For example, I want to search for advanced stat. Okay? So, I want to do descriptive statistics, for example. So, the units are here. And then, mga 10 years maglo-load. Ayan. Representing data. And then I can choose whichever, and I can, let's see if I can do this. Okay, and I can review muna if bagay ba to, pwede ba to. If I think this is good for my class,
What I want to do in
can,
this video is think about all of the different ways that we can represent data.
okay, there's a tutor, so I don't need to take a video of myself. I don't need to edit my videos. I can use those videos. And then I can choose, kanino ko ba siya i-assign? Of course, di ko siya pwede sa robotics ko. Lagay ko siya sa period 5. Or gusto ko, lahat ng geometry ko, ay mali. Kasi statistics pala to. Lahat ng algebra ko, gusto ko lalagyan ko ng, gusto ko makita nila yung lahat. And therefore, I will have to define when. Okay? I want it to be available on the, kunyari, first day ng classes mo, 24, di 25. I will click it there, and then I will assign. Bala pa tayong mga estudyante ko doon. Ms. Priya, why are you sending us assignments? You're already gone. Okay, so I will assigning, mabagal. Tingnan natin. Oh, good luck sa aking internet. Okay. So you assigned representing data to 6 classes. Close it. And then I can go to my teacher dashboard ulit. And then I can find na. Titingnan natin kung yun ba ay lalabas sa aking students. Assignments. Tingnan natin. Ayaw na ba? Manage assignments. Ayan, lumabas na siya dito. So, I assigned August 25th at midnight. Lalabas yon. Kailangan 27 silang magsagot. If I can edit and I can delete. Okay, your choice. Kung magkamali ka, pwede mo pa namang i-delete. Now, the data gathering here and the searching of topics can be under the sun. If you, anything under the sun, ano bang meron sa courses? Ayan lang naman yung courses. Konti lang. Ayan, pili ka. Math, grades 1 hanggang 8. Tingnan natin yung all math courses lang. Ito yung laman. May kinder nga eh. Ayan oh. So, counting, addition, anything under the sun. Hanggang tingnan natin ang dulo. Ayan, hanggang 8th grade illustrative math. And also, it's based on Engage New York. So if you're not familiar with Engage New York, sorry, hindi ko na isama. Siguro sa susunod, pwede. We also have, ayan pa, Math for high school and college. If you are affiliated with the university, you have Algebra 1, Geometry, Algebra 2, Trig, Trical, AP Calc. Ayan, super dami. See all math. Ayan, sobrang dami. Kung math lang din ang hanap nyo, ayan na siya. So, ayan, college statistics. Alam pa nanonood si Sir Pino. Ito ang gagamitin natin. Okay? So, yun yung you're looking for an LMS na hindi part ng LMS nyo, just a supplement. Everything we're showing you are supplements. You pick and choose which one is more applicable for you and which one you are more comfortable. Okay. Another one is
Ma'am Jen. Meron tayong mga tanong na from our participants.
Okay, teka, lilipat ako dyan.
Sige, basahin mo.
Okay, game.
Saka ito.
Magtanong ka muna bago tayo stop share muna ako. Dami bang tanong?
Meron tayong mga tanong. So from Ma'am Gemma, sabi po niya, free daw po ba ang access dyan sa yung pinapakitang resources?
Opo, lahat ng pinapakita ko ay free. Pero, meron sa kanilang, lahat naman kasi may free, pero meron din naman silang premium. If you want to take advantage of the premium, meron din. Si Singapore Math natin kanina is learning, meron naman din siya free trial. Pero, kailangan nilang makipag-coordinate with PELTA. So, maganda kasi na i-experience mo lahat. Kung saan ka mas naaalwan at mas may komportable, pwede yan. Okay? Ay, wait. Yung iba ba hinarvest mo sa FB Live? Dito kasi nababasa.
So, meron pa tayo isang tanong dito. Meron po bang apps na pwedeng gawing offline para sa mga learners? Yan sabi ni Sir Rosas.
Oo. Kanina, yung sa Prodigy, may sinabi siya na may offline. Pero hindi ko pa na-try kasi nga ayoko mag-check. Ayoko mag-check ng mano-mano kasi nga wala tayong privilege of time, 'di ba? Pero they can try. Ang maganda lang dito sa mga apps na to, you can download the software and then the material, pero of course, yung pagsasagot hindi na siya auto-grade. 'Yun ang disadvantage ng offline. Hindi siya auto-grade para kay Pelmore de Rojas. Salamat po sa tanong.
So sa mga pre-access natin, limited lang yung mga pwede po nilang makuha resources sa website na ibinigay po natin. But if you will subscribe for their premium account, of course, every support na kailangan po ninyo for that specific specialization, ibibigay po ng provider natin.
Oo. Yung iba, Yung iba kasi, they offer, for example, they offer 3 months. So what I do for those situations, sometimes, I will have one Gmail. Kaya hindi ko mapakita sa inyo yung CK12 mamaya. Kasi ang ginamit ko dun sa classes ko ay yung aking school district email na naka-archive ngayon kasi nandito ako. So, therefore, hindi ko siya maa-access. Pero kung babalik ako doon at maa-unlock yun, papasok lahat, siguro mga 1,000,000 email ang marireceive ko doon sa dami. So, yan.
Siguro din, Ma'am Jen, no, possible din, no? Kasi may mga offline tayo na pwede natin makuha na resources. At kung gusto natin yung grading, no, maging automatic, they can use Microsoft Forms or Google Forms. No?
Yes, ililipat.
Ililipat. So, magiging computerized na yung result ng inyo pong magiging assessment.
Mamaya, yung calculator, offline yon. So, mamaya makikita nila yung calculator. Meron pa akong 3 pa eh. Ay, 4 pa pala.
So, kung meron po kayo mga tanong o mga dear teachers, no, message lang po kayo para basahin po natin at sasagutin po ng ating speaker. Para po sa inyo.
Tapos, di ba, may watch party naman to. Kung bawa, late na sila nanood, doon sa watch party mo, Chong, edi, pag meron silang question doon, pwede naman po kami mag-reply.
Recorded na lang po yung ating recorded. So, pwede po ninyong balik-balikan. No?
Try namin kung magno-notify yan. Okay. So, yung pinakita ko kanina, Prodigy at saka Can. Meron pa akong 4 ba?
Okay, so.
Resume na tayo, Chong.
Okay, sige, go ahead.
Okay. Saan na ba ako? Ito naman ang student. This is the teacher Desmos. So, tingnan ko, mapapalaki ko. Hindi pala mapapalaki. Sorry naman. teacherdesmos.com. Ikakopy ko, Sir Wax. Pwede mong ilalagay ko sa ating chat. Yan, nilagay ko na. Tapos, saan baga? Babalik ako dito para makilik nila habang pinapakita ko, no? Siyempre, magagawa kayo ng account dyan. Pero, babalik ako sa aking dashboard. So, been using this, ito pwede sa synchronous, pwede rin sa asynchronous, So, for example, huli ko itong ginamit October 2018. November 25 pa pala, 2019. So, for example, I look at my transformation. So, this is a lesson in geometry. Geometry yan. So, sa student, inactive na kasi nga naka-archive ako, nalulungkot tuloy ako. So, ito yung mga students ko. If I click at the question on the top, paano muna pala maghanap ng tanong? So, di ba, nag-create ka ng account. Wait lang. Yung internet ko mabagal pa sa pag-zoom. Come on. Okay. Ayan. Wala ka nga sa iyo. Ayan. So, ito yung lalabas sa account mo. So, for example, gusto ko namang magturo ng, gusto mo? Algebra. So, pag pinlik mo yung algebra, meron mga options dyan. Pwede mo siyang i-click para tingnan. Ano bang gusto mo? Bawa ito. Gusto ko to. Titingnan ko. Sinasabi niya kung lakihan natin. Sinasabi niya kung pwede ba siya sa mobile, pwede ba siya sa tablet, or pwede siya sa laptop. So, if you are a teacher, huwag ka-assign ng assign. Kasi yung mga student mo naka-mobile lang, hindi pala compatible sa mobile. Nagalit ka pa. O, diba? So, kailangan you are going to consider the end user if they have the mobile, and it should show here now, check. So, if not, then you have to choose another one. So, how do you do that? You can click it, hanapin mo yung iba, or you can click that, and, paano ba? May translation din siya sa French. You can create class code. Pwede mo rin namang ma-preview. When you create the class code, that's the class code you are going to give to your students. So, halimbawa, create class code ako. So, magkakaroon ako ng class code, view dashboard. Okay, this is what you are going to share to your students. Kung meron kayong messenger group, you can copy. Okay, but I encourage you, if you're going to use a student teacher Desmos, you ask your students to create an account, because if they don't, it's not going to save their progress on their account. Okay, it's going to save on yours. For example, you have 15 questions in the activity. Ang klase mo ay 1 hour. Naputol ang internet ng bata. Hindi siya nag-sign in. Therefore, kung number 5 lang siya, it will end at number 5. And then I will have to tell him again, okay, you go back and then start from number 6 to 15. It's going to be painstaking for you because you will have to count manually instead of just looking at the score. Okay? So if you're going to use student Desmos for your students, and as a teacher, to make life easier, we should work smarter, not harder as a teacher, because we don't have the privilege of time, as I said earlier. You have to ask the students to create an account, and ang ginagawa ko dito, meron silang parang ID na nandun lahat ng password nila sa lahat ng apps na pinapagamit ko sa kanila, because students will create and they will forget. Okay? They will forget the password. Problema mo pa ang password. So therefore, copy, share the link to your group, whatever group you're using, share it in your Google Classroom, wherever you need it. But it's going to be helpful if they sign up. They signed up, the process will, the project will save, and they can go back and continue. So what does it look like? Even though this is asynchronous, and I can look at if you are applying blended classroom and it's asynchronous, pwede naman mo silang tingnan. For example, I have here my old one. Paano ko naman malalaman? So I know, as early as now, yung mga blue na yan, ayan, look at this. Oh, I actually have one student in this software. Si Stephanie ay nasa number 4. So the color blue is signifying that where the student is. It's real-time feed kung nasan siya. So I have one student in my classroom actually, and I don't know why. So baka napindot niya lang. So I can check the progress. It also tells me if you want to grade for compliance, if they tried, if this is a formative and your formative assessment and you are giving them extra credits for trying, you can do ilang questions to? 12. Tapos nag-try siya ng 1, 2, 3, 4. O di plus 4 points. How does it help them? I mean, the ToolDoc, they tried. What does it look like as a teacher? So this is what it looks like. And then I want to see the challenge. This is how the students answered. Everybody got it correctly, but see how different the students answered. Okay? If we look at Teron's work, ito yung ginawa niya. And how is my student thinking? I want to know how my student is thinking in terms of procedure. Ito yung sinasabi ko kanina, you have to show the student multiple ways. It's up to them to decide and problem solve for themselves. As long as they know the process and what rotation and reflection and other transformations look like, then it should be fine. So, diba? So, this student did it in 3 ways. Okay? What about, sino bang pinakamahaba? Ito. This is student. Let's see how he planned to get it. Okay? Oh. Diba? Lampas-lampas. Pero nakarating siya. Now is a question about how are you going to grade? Are you grading for compliance or are you grading for competence and taking points deduction for extra steps? It's the teacher part na. This is just the tool. How about this? Tingnan natin. Okay, 2 steps lang. So, kaya pala ng 2 steps. Bakit yung isa nagpaikot pa? Bakit yung isa naglampas-lampas pa. So, now you are getting individualized assessment of the student, but you can also get grading perspective in terms of include ko ba to as formative assessment or include ko ba to as summative assessment. It's up to you. This is the student view. If you want to see what it looks like, ito yung original. Okay? So, ito ay maraming options. So, any questions, Sir Wax, bago tayo umalis para isa-isa pa lang tanong. Mabilis lang naman to 10 minutes isa.
Wala pa tayong question.
Okay, walang question sa Teacher Desmos. There is a Desmos pala. Iba to dun sa Desmos calculator, ha? Baka akala nyo. Desmos graph. So, the Desmos.com is a graphing calculator. Papaano yun? So, punta tayo sa graphing calculator. Ito yon. For example, I will graph x equals 5. So, I want to see the graph of x equals 5. This can be used by the students. Diretso graph. Iba ito sa student and teacher Desmos. Kasi ito ay like a graphing tool. The student and teacher Desmos is a class activity. Just to clarify. Okay? Next. Kung meron ditong interactive, meron din namang pet simulator. So, senior ko na to last week. I just want to focus on the math. Ano naman ang meron? If you were here last week, ganito, naturo ko na kung paano. And what I will do is I will click it. So, this is area. Area, yung tinatanong nila kanina, Ma'am Jen, pwede ba to offline? Like ako lang magda-download tapos pwede. Download mo offline and then masisave siya as dito lagay natin. HTML document, save. Tingnan ko nga. Hindi kasi ako masyado nagda-download at ang aking memorya ay puno na. Okay, tingnan natin kung may save siya. Handa. Malapit na yata gumib up tong aking laptop. Sir Wax, di mo ba ako bibigyan? Nasaan na yan? Okay, let's see. Okay siya. Okay, area builder is here. If I click that, it's going to be an offline version. And, okay. Na-download mo na siya kasi. So, nandun na siya sa drive D ko. Okay, tingnan natin kung paano. Kasi nga, sayang load. Kaya download natin. We will look at what it looks like. So, there's the explore and there's the game. So, you have to choose. If I want to explore, so ito yung parang algebra tiles. So, you will put, I need a area of, perimeter of 4, area of 1. Paano? Paano ko siya ilalagay? So, titingnan natin, saan ang gagaling tong mga numbers na to? Example, ito gusto kong explore. May grid. Gusto ko ng 2 by 3. So, 2, ano ko siya gagawing 2 by 3? Ganito ba? Kailangan makatulad ko to. So, ganun pala. Kapag pala 2 by 3, ang perimeter ay 10, kasi 3 plus 3 plus 2 plus 2 is 10. And then the area is 6 kasi 2 times 3 ay 6. So, pwede nyo itong gamitin sa offline sa synchronous lesson. Tapos, pwede rin naman sa asynchronous. So, your choice. Yan. Ganon. Tapos, pwede rin naman game mode. Paano naman? Choose your level. Your goal is the area of 12. So, if they already have an idea of what 12 is, what do I do? Ito ba, ano ba ang 12? What are the multiples of 12? Pwedeng 4 by 3. Tingnan natin. Check. Okay. And kung ang area naman ay 32, ano naman ang pwede? Pwede kong gawing 16. Sir Wax, pwede to sa mga bebe mo. 2, 2, 4, 6,
Yung mga anak ko
8,
nag-aaral
10,
ng
12,
sa Netflix.
16. Oo, ito kasi interactive. Check. Oops, bakit mali? Eh, di ba 16 times 2 ay 32? Ha?
18 lang siya. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. 18.
18 lang.
Oh,
18 na siya. Duling ako. 2,
4,
4, 6, 8,
6,
10, 12, 14, 16.
16. Oh, tuling din ako.
Kulang pa ng
Isa pang set.
kulang pa ng isang layer. Okay. So, 'di ba? So, kung ako yung bata, okay. So, saan ako nagkamali? Ulit. Alam mo, tinry ko to, nainis ako sa sarili ko. Sabi ko, para akong Pero, pwede ka bumalik sa home. So, yun yung maganda dito kasi pwede to offline for students to practice. Pwede ring online for you to demonstrate kasi super dami niya. So, ayan yung simulations. Ano no?
I-share natin yung website kasi very useful po yan para sa mga parents na may...
Teka. Sige, ano ko yung link sa ating... Wow, very exciting. Haha. Thank you po. Madaming exciting. Ayoko nang tumigil sa pagtuturo sa bata. Mas madali kasi pag bata, mas appreciative pa sa learning. Pero pag yung mga college ko, excited din sila sa mga ganyan. Kasi first time nila. Okay, ano na, Chong? Next na ba tayo or may tanong pa? Meron po bang may tanong? So yung, wait lang ha, dun sa ating pet simulator, minsan, hindi siya nada-download. Yung iba naman, nada-download, tas wala ka namang player. So, kahit nada-download siya, tas wala kang player, hindi mo rin siya magagamit. So, pili-pili din tayo ng gagamitin.
So, ano yung mga possible player na dapat nilang i-download para gumana yung...
Kung may web browser ka, tas HTML file siya, okay. Pero kung flash, tulad to, Calculus Grapher, flash animation, wala kang flash, hindi.
So, kailangan mo na Adobe
diba?
install.
Kailangan ka nang mag-install ng flash. So, kasi ito, nakalagay naman dito, Java Sims can run on Java. Kailangan may Java ka. Or, meron kang SharpJ, Java Sim, Java dapat. Kung wala, paano? Ito naman ay, meron siyang voice over. So, kailangan may speaker ka. Voice over nga, wala ka namang speaker or sira yung, those technical issues they have to consider. Like for Ohm's law, for example, let's do this. Because you can apply physics concepts in teaching math, right? And pwede rin siya i-share sa Google Classroom. Parang may nakita ka, wait lang. Okay, click natin dito. Yan, Click natin dyan sa... Embed mo na agad. Ayan, share to your classroom. Para hindi ka na mag-download tas upload. Share na agad. Pili ka ng class. Sino ba ang class ko? Limbawa, gusto ko siyang ibigay sa dami kong group. Division of Cavite. For example, gusto ko siyang i-create na material. And then, I'll say go. Punta na siya doon. Tapos pwede kong please see. Diba? Diretso na. Hindi ka na papasok sa Google Classroom. Tapos pumunta. Nasa pet ka na. Diretso Google Classroom na. Please see. Wait lang pala. Ano to? Pet Sims. Description for your reference. Bala sila. Magugulat sila. Basta na ako naglalagay. And I can choose which classes I want to have it. So I can give it to the Kabsu people, I can give it to the PUP people, I can give it to the Bulacan people, I can give it to my other students. And then I can choose the topic. So this is going to be math websites or mobile apps. Hindi pala siya mobile app. Instructional material. Pwede, no? And then I can schedule or I cannot schedule because I'm using a personal account. Pero dahil DepEd kayo, you can. And I can just post it. Voila, nandun na siya sa aking Google Classroom. Hindi ko na kailangan mag-effort doon. Lalabas na lang siya doon. Diba? Make life easier for you.
Yes. Not only for the teachers, even for the parents, this is applicable.
Even for the parents. And you can send it to your, naiinis ka na, 'di ba, lalo na yung mga LM, naiinis ka sa school ng anak mo or naiinis ka sa teacher, bakit kulang? Why don't you help the teacher teach the kid and find materials from here and share it to the teacher so other kids can learn it and share it to the kananay. 'Di ba meron tayong mga nanay group sa FB, yung mga nagtatanong ng assignment. Kaya share it. I shared it to so many people already.
So, tsaka
Okay?
siguro, since ang parents po natin ay may role po dito sa ating new normal of education, siguro we can
Support.
give them orientation on how to do this, no? Para sa kanilang mga bahay, if they have internet connection, they can and supervise and teach their children about math. Very interesting na ano po na resources.
Websites. Alam mo ba, yung Prodigy Gaming, my homework, the rate of the completion of homework increased to 800%. Kaya nga ako na-guidance eh. Kasi yung mga students ko, ako na-guidance niyo yung student. Yung mga students ko, they are using Prodigy Gaming even in other classes. Kasi nga na-hook na sila ng bonggang-bongga. So I told them, I talked to them after. Siyempre, noong una natuwa ako kasi even the time they spent, kasi you can see the time they spent at home doing the homework. Where did they do it? At home ba or at school? Even during other periods, halimbawa English, nagmamat sila sa ilalim ng lamesa kasi gusto nilang makakuha ng points. Inaway ko pa yung Prodigy, galing kasi yan ng Canada eh. So, inaway ko pa sila, sabi ko, bakit nyo sila binibigyan ng, di ba may mga, parang nag-ML ka, di ba? May mga skin na nakukuha. Bakit hindi nila maisuot yung skin? Kasi daw yun ay kailangan nakasubscribe ka sa premium para maikabit mo yung hat. Sabi ko, don't give them tokens that they cannot use kasi parang nakakaawa naman yung mga bata. Ang sagot lang nila is, that's the only way they can do business. So, wala na akong nasabi. Siyempre, business yan. Kailangan naman lagi na lang libre. Okay. Ito pa isang problema ko, yung Manga High. So, yung Manga High ko
mag-register sa PEP? Sa PEP
ano pa?
simulation? Need bang mag-register, sabi ni Ma'am Gemma?
Oo.
Yes,
Pwede kang ayan o, sign up ka lang.
You can make your account.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, para ano mo. Meron naman dyan how to share your activities, how to do workshops. Kaya lang, abutin tayo ng 10 years bago natin matapos, 11:20 na. Okay. Okay, next. Manga High. Kasi kailangan ko ma-discuss yung dalawa. So, if you register as a teacher, I will use this. Hindi ko alam kung gagana kasi ang tagal na. So, friends ko din tong mga taga Manga High. Problem ko dito ay, yan. Wala lang ha. Check ko lang yung aking, hindi ko pala nalagay kanina. Sorry, naabutan ako ng, okay, search na lang natin dito. Ang maganda naman sa Manga High, tingnan ko nga doon sa aking presentation. So, ito yung ginagamit ko sa, wala. Wala dito. Hold on lang, ha. Try natin i-retrieve. Sign up na lang ako ng bago para hindi magulo. Okay, you can sign up for new school. For example, I will write my name and then ang gagamitin ko ay enilu.riel@steped.org.ph. Ayan, position, math, ICT coordinator, or teacher educator na lang. Tapos continue. School name, 25, para makita niyo. Robotics. Hindi makikita. Invalid school. So, I will use, ayaw lumabas. So, yun ang problema dito kasi nakalak sa, yung pag hindi mo na-search. Pag hindi mo ma-search, edi i-add mo yung school. So, ilalagay natin. 25. Kasi, parang kinukompleto nila yung mga schools na gusto nilang, siyempre, part din yun ng kanilang marketing. Ayan. So, naik. Ay, ano bang address mo? Dito na lang. Dito ko muna i-address para ayan. Oh, sorry, ang daming pinatype. Kasi hindi ko ma-access yung dati ko, nakalink kasi yun sa dati kong school. So, create school, almost done. So, parang ganun. Oh no, magbabalidate pa. Isa-search ko na lang para hindi tayo magtagal. So, para makita nyo. Ayan. So, ano yung itsura nung Manga High? Ganito siya. Click natin. So, makita mo yung mga assignments, merong mga progress din. Ang naging problema ko naman dito, masyado namang naging competitive yung mga students ko. Sumobra naman. Kasi ito, makakalaban mo lahat ng tao dun. So, magkakaroon ka ng, ang nire-require ko lang ay 4,200 points. Sila ay 16,000 ang kanilang points. Kasi nagpo-post ako ng leaderboard. So, parang gaming, ganito, oh. Yan, oh, may achievements. Ay, ba't ayaw? Ayaw nila mabas. Lalakpan ko na lang. Diba? Hindi naman nalaki. Wait lang. Copy image. Para, yan. Ayan. Halimbawa, yan yung student. It tells me kung ilang points na meron siya. Ano ang passing grade ng kanyang assignment. Ilang activities. Ilan yung gold siya. Ayan, wait lang. Ilan yung, tawag dito, points niya per assignment na nilagay ko. Okay, so, wait lang, natawagan na. Ano na? Where are you? Ayan. So, ganun yung sa Manga High. Para din siyang Prodigy Gaming, kaya lang ang mga questions niya ay ganito. So, meron siyang time. Ayan, meron siyang, ito natin ilalagay para masaya. Makita. Ayan o, na, meron siyang part na nakalagay, you need 4,200 points kasi nga yun lang yung bronze to pass. Kailangan mag-bronze ka para makapasa ka doon. Ang topic ay compare and order angles. And then, merong skill level, merong number of questions. For each question, ito yung number of seconds. So, sa easy, 60 seconds. Sa medium, 75. Sa hard, sa 120. And then, extreme is 120. If students struggle, they can click on teach me, but then yung points mo kasi, mababawasan. If you don't know how to use the game, meron namang how to play. And then if you want to play right away, meron namang play button doon. Tapos, hindi mo, habang naglalaro ka, meron dong parang flame, parang kapag pataas ng pataas yung points mo, parang palaki ng palaki yung apoy, parang you're on fire, parang ganon. Sa ML, di ba, may mga ganon. So, yan. Parang siyang nag-gaming. Tapos, ganito yung mga itsura. Yan. Merong lumalabas na, meron dong part na pwede mong i-print as a teacher yung data. So, ito yung example. Yan, hindi na naman makita. Ganito yun, no? Top 10 students, may printable na ganyan. So, ganyan yung mga pinaprint ko. Tapos, ipinopost ko siya sa board ko. And since we are on online platform, pwede mo yan i-post sa group. Pwede mo yan siyang i-post sa iyong Google Classroom, leaderboard. Halimbawa, ang period covered nito week 1, November 11 to 15. Yan, makikita dun yung stars. 197 gold points siya. Yung isa, 62. So, naka-rank based on number of points. And then, you can decide to crop it para hindi naman mabuli yung hindi naman nakakaabot ng tawag dun, rank. Okay, so yan, yung mga dapat niyang tandaan. Wait lang. Okay. Yan, manggahay.com. Tama ba? May tanong ba?
Wala tayong tanong.
Okay, so doon sa ating last na, so yun yung mga apps na pwede nilang, sabi ni Ma'am Gemma, need bang mag-register sa PET? Yun ba yung tanong kanina? Pwede. Ito, dito. Register. Pwede ka ayan. Namamalya ang aking mouse. Last na. Last ko ay, wait, what is my presentation? So, 11:30 na para may Q&A. Mga 10 years, magla-load din yan. Okay, so meron tayong offline na calculator. So, si offline calculator ay nawawala. Bakit wala? Ito. Ayan. So, that is the Wabbit emulator. So, the Wabbit emulator, katulad ng sabi ko kanina, ay pwedeng yung TI. Alam ko, si DepEd bumili ng, ano ba yung isang calculator sa Canon ba? Parang ganun. Hindi ko matandaan kung ano. Meron din silang ganito. So, this is another option. What does it look like? So, it looks like this. Oh, sorry, dami ko window. So, diba, wala akong masyadong window. Saan na yung aking Wabbit? Okay, Wabbit emulator, you have to have this. You're a math teacher. You can click on View Detached LCD. So, therefore, as a teacher, if I am telling the kids to, pares ba tayo ng screen? Ganon. So, for example, you are teaching how to graph linear equations, katulad nung kay Ma'am Connie, doon lang structured ang kanila. Kasi, ano na yun parang LMS na kasi yun. Ito naman, if you are going to do freelance. So, I will click this as if pinipindot ko, Sir Wax. So, kailangan mong pindutin. As in, literal na pipindutin mo siya. Dahil touchscreen naman yung aking pwede. So, I can do 4 plus 6. Oops. Diba, hindi ako marunong pumindot. Kasi
Sa keyboard, pwede ba sa keyboard?
Hindi. Mahirap pa sa equations. Pero pwede sa numbers. So, halimbawa, nilagay ko to, 4 plus 6, pwede. Tapos, kailangan mo literal na i-press yung enter. Okay? So, paano mo naman significant digits, for example? So, gagawin kong mode. Palitan ko yung float ko. Float ko ng 0. So, 0 decimal places. Clear. Tapos, ulit. Pwede mong balikan. Hindi mabalikan dito. Sa actual calculator, kasi pwede mo i-copy-paste yung sa taas. So, 4 plus 6, 10. So, you can assign the number of significant figures. For example, I want you to practice graphing. O, graph nyo sa paper. How to verify? Use the calculator. Equals 2x minus 3 and then graph. Ganun na. Tapos, pwede din i-zoom. Zoom number 2. Oh. Enter, enter. Makikita na nila yung window mo na malaki. Okay, zoom. Okay. Oops. Kapag may nalabas na dito sa side, ibig sabihin, masyadong malaki. Balik ka lang sa napasobra yata ang aking window. Okay, gawin mo second click. Ayan. Ayaw niya lang. Okay, nag-lag na ako. Wait lang. Nag-lag ang aking laptop. Lapit na yata give up to, Sir Wax, bago sa palitan. Okay, clear natin. View, detach LCD. Ayan. Equals, why? Ayaw niya nang sumunod sa akin, di ba? Ang galing. Nag-lag na yata. So, yun yung principle, no? So, ayaw niya nga sumunod sa akin eh. Oh. Ayaw niya nga mag-quit. Yan yung, kung totoong, ayun na, off na. Ayan, kung totoong calculator to, malamang naipokpok ko na to sa lamesa. Okay, sir. Okay, pwede rin naman second table if you are discussing about charts doon sa solving for x, pwede rin ito. What if x is 6? Ito yung graphing. To verify naman ng students. Halimbawa, ang equation na binigay ng teacher is 2x minus 3 and then you give a value for x. Gawin mo lang second table. Halimbawa, 6 ang binigay ni teacher, dapat 9 ang sagot ko. As a student, I can view. Yan. Kita nyo ba? As a student, I can verify. Siyempre, dito, ang maganda lang dito, kapag itong ginamit mo, hindi katulad ng photomat. Pag pinicturan mo, bibigay siya yung sagot kung paano nakuha. Dito naman, ibibigay niya sa'yo ang sagot. Pero kailangan, mag-arrive ka muna sa tamang sagot. Kasi, magsusolve ka. Ang binigay lang kasi dito, equation, and then, if x is 6, therefore, ang answer ko dapat ay 9. So, magkakaroon pa rin ng healthy discussion. Interpersonal, kasi nga, as asynchronous ka So, as a student, nag-practice ka, you can verify if you did it correctly. And then, when the teacher presents on a synchronous setup, pwede mo sabihin, ay ma'am, hindi po ganyan yung aking ginawa, pero parehas po tayo ng sagot. At least, meron pa ring variation. Yung kasing, yung sabi nga dun sa kanina sa math, you have to teach in varied ways. Kasi hindi lahat ng student natututo sa iisang method lang. So they have to decide within themselves anong method ang gusto kong i-apply sa sarili ko because that's how I think I can be more productive. Yun yung ganda ng may mga platforms, meron kang module from DepEd, meron kang module na ginawa ng teacher, meron ka pang ganitong online resources, and everything is just to use it for the benefit of the students and for the growth of the teacher as well. So, yun yung mga objective natin dito, why we are sharing. You have to see that it's not about the numbers or how you solve it. It's about the understanding. If they know how to solve it but they don't understand why are they doing it and how is it done, kahit may technical tools, paano pagka wala na yung tool? Paano pag mano-mano na? So you cannot go away with manual problem solving, but it's going to be helpful for them to have something that verifies if their answer is right or wrong. And it's always about, it's not what you teach, it's how you teach it. Yun ang aking parting words. So if you want to know more about everything I discussed, here are the resources. You can, again, I use this design template from slidesgo.com. So, kung gusto nyo ng mga ma-arting design ng inyong slides, you can check out their free templates. Ayan.
Okay. So yan po yung mga resources na ibinigay po ng ating speaker for today. I hope na makatulong po yan sa ating mga teacher ng math para po magamit po ninyo ng
Saka parents.
And
Saka
parents,
pati
of course.
parents.
Yes.
Pati parents, importante. Oo. So you can
Ano ba ako?
combine
Nawawala ako.
you can combine
Yes.
free software, and if you want to have more resources, then you can upgrade to paying for online LMS
Oo.
in mathematics. Kasi
Oo.
as Miss Jenna said, minsan limited lang yung nabibigay ng mga say exercises pagka free siya.
Opo. Free. Iba talaga yung premium. Premium. Meron talaga silang special features. At saka meron silang customer support, ma'am. We cannot force websites the offering free to give you quality customer service. Iba naman yung paid. Siyempre, you paid for it. It should, the provider will cater.
Okay. May question tayo from Ma'am Gemma again, no? Ano daw po yung paano maka-access sa Prodigy? Yung kaninang
Parang inano natin yung kanina.
Flash natin yung link.
Oo, flash natin yung link.
So yon, so maganda yan kasi Miss Jen has shared with us free online resources na pwede natin magamit. And then, yun nga, ang option, if you want a full service from the providers, you will have to subscribe.
Yeah, subscribe to whichever fits your budget and your time.
Pero maganda na nakita ko, Miss Jen, yung meron tayong leaderboard kasi,
Opo.
pero naka-cut off. Just like what we do in robotics, meron tayong top 20 kahit ang mga nag-compete, mga hundreds, no? Or more.
Opo.
And so parang nakikita rin nila na they are also doing well.
Opo.
So
we have to make the teachers also let kids celebrate little victories kasi doon nabibuild yung confidence. If they are not confident enough and ang lagi na lang na-experience ay frustration, hindi naman healthy. In time, parang give up na lang sila sa math. Parang ganun.
Oo. Yeah, dapat enjoyable talaga yung math. Kaya that's why a lot of the providers, like yung pinakita namin Singapore Math, hindi lang napakita ni Connie pero masaya yung masaya yung games.
Game. Opo, ma'am.
Kasi
Game.
ako natututo. Mga cardinal numbers, mga ganon, fractions, geometry. It's all gamified para nag-enjoy tayo.
Oh, yun ang trend ngayon eh. Kaya nga si Sir Wax inggit ako dyan, nakakapag-gaming pa. Ewan ko dyan sa taong yan. Nag-video ko pa nga yung kagabi.
Yeah, siya. Marami siyang anak, so kailangan siya mag-distress.
Tama.
Kailangan siya mag-distress. Oo. So, I think we have any other words, Miss Jen or Wax?
Okay, so again, for more information on ACE Learning, you have to visit their website at https://www.ace-learning.com. Okay,
Yes.
so again, for inquiries, you may also email keltamultimedia@gmail.com.
And then, yes, and in addition, not just for inquiries, if you want to have a trial license, that's no problem. Just send us an email. Just send us an email.
You have to request. Okay.
Oh,
yes. Pati also yung math, I think we're the only one that has virtual math with your cell phone. So I think we're the only one that can, especially for geometry, makikita mo yun for teaching geometry. Virtual math.
Saka ma'am, meron kayong di ba, yung mga manipulatives.
Yes,
diba?
yes. Papakita natin sa Shopee.
Shopee. Thank you, Shopee.
So, meron po kami manipulatives, all 50% off nasa Shopee na po ang Felta. Mamaya po ipopost natin yung poster. Nasa inyo, Sir Wax?
We have this ticker, no? Great news. Felta is now on Shopee.
Yun nga, ipakita natin. So, punta lang po kayo sa Shopee and then search for Felta. Meron na po kami. We're part of the Shopee Mall. So, we're a Shopee. We have an online store for Felta. So, andun po lahat ng manipulatives. Lahat po 50% off dun sa manipulatives.
Sa akin, 75% off pag ako bibili.
Yes. And then, I think we'd also like to inform, medyo may correction lang ako, Miss Jen. For next week, we have Microsoft on board. So we ask,
Microsoft pala.
Microsoft tayo on board. So, still part po siya ng teacher tools kasi ang ituturo sa atin is how to make our learners future ready. So, magaling po. And our speaker, Anlin, is going to be coming from the Asia Pacific, Microsoft Asia Pacific office in Singapore. So, she will be talking about, if we have teacher tools, she will talk to us about the technology tools available so that we can future ready our learners.
Oo.
So, abangan
At
niyo
saka
po
ano, kasama ba dun, ma'am, yung Microsoft Teams, kasama ba yun doon? Or,
Yes, of course. Yes, of course. Oo. Kasi meron yung, they will, collaboration tools is included, syempre, like Microsoft Teams. Oo. And then, and then the other, I think she will deep dive into how we can use meron din silang free content ang Microsoft. So she will deal with that. So with the free content to help the parents and the educators and the learners, of course.
Lalayo pa ba tayo? Ayan yung Microsoft expert.
Tapos may paraffle. Sir Wax, may paraffle tayo. I have seven Microsoft Office 365 lanyards na ipaparaffle natin. Siguro this early, let's announce that since we are preparing for the opening of classes for August 24, and hindi na muna tayo magbo-broadcast on August 22 kasi busy po lahat ng mga guro. But, however, please join us on August 29. This time, we will be joined by Intel Education naman. So, we will now get into the devices or the hardware. Kasi now, mostly on software tayo and all the other online solutions. But Intel will talk to us about the devices and the hardware. So yon, kasi po, since FELTA also is a gold partner of Intel Education, we will showcase also some of their latest on how to make our schools more
efficient.
More efficient and relevant to the needs of the new normal.
Yes.
All right. So
lakas.
Okay, so Microsoft tayo for next week and then rest for August 22 and then we're back on August 29. Yan. Tapos may raffle din po tayo from Intel Education sa August 29. So mag-ready po tayo. So meron tayong mga merchandise and some small devices, some small gadgets actually na paparaffle. Yun.
Sige, hintayin ko yung delivery ng Shopee sa akin.
Wala ka pa naman order.
Wala pa nga eh. 75%.
Muna kayo. Okay, so flash natin yung last
poster.
na lang, poster. So with that, we hope to see you next week, August 15, same time, 9 o'clock to 12 o'clock. All right, and then let's show we will show you the last video of ACE Learning.
Yes. Salamat po sa mga naka-tune.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much po.
Thank you and have a blessed day, blessed weekend. Stay safe. And
Okay. So, yung anyway, share ko na
yung poster. Wait
yung
lang.
screen na lang.
Nasa
Makita nyo?
Wait. Hindi ko pa makita. Ang dami kasi.
Padala na lang natin yung link.
Okay yan
Alright.
po.
Oo nga. Oo
Ito
nga,
po yung
Sir Wax.
Padala natin yung link. Alright, and marami po kaming manipulatives na nakalagay dito sa loob ng Shopee. Felta online stores. All 50% off yung mga manipulatives. And
Ayan
also,
na pala.
and also mga digital resources. We have DVD and CD-ROM and manipulatives.
Books, no?
Walang books. It's all manipulatives.
Yan.
Ayan po
Shopee.
yun.
Pwede
Go to-
scroll down
Scroll
and then
Chong.
so if we see it, meron po tayong mga manipulatives yan. So meron siyang mga mini kits and mga STEM kits and boxes na pwede natin gamitin for homeschool. Yan, pati mga flashcards. Saka yung Clever Catch, it's a bit like a beach ball. Yun po, pag in-inflate nyo, magandang game para sa mga anak nyo. If you have more than 2 or more than 1 rather, maganda i-teach yan. Clever Catch. So yun po yung mga innovations natin. Alright, so please visit our Shopee online store, yung Felta online store. And then within Metro Manila, free delivery. As long as you order 500 pesos or more. Okay. Alright, Sir Wax, I think
Okay.
we're good. Alright.
Bye.
Thank you so much and see you next week.
Thank you.
Next week, kanina.
Bye-bye.
God bless.
Bye-bye.